Two of the trails were not on this Thumb Butte map, so I drew them in with a pen. This is the extension of 318 going over here to this road that cuts down to the Willow Spring Girl Scout Camp, and 324, which is a new trail. Again, this is Thumb Butte Road, 324 I drew in here. This is Thumb Butte itself, and then this is the Thumb Butte picnic area. We took Thumb Butte Road out about 1.5 miles till we got to where the white rock was, the painted rock, and the parking area is right there. So for the loop hike, we took 324 down to 392, a little ways on 392 till we met up with 332. We cut across Thumb Butte Road, went up 332 for a 1/4 mile, and met up with 318 and took that back to where we started, to the parking lot. You notice 318 continues, goes on way over down here, and meets up with 316 back to the picnic area, Thumb Butte parking area. We'll do this loop one of these days soon. That's a nice loop too. We're about 1.5 miles out Thumb Butte Road from the Thumb Butte parking lot, and you can see there's a big white rock here, a painted rock, and Camp Willow Springs Road cuts off right at this point. So this is a trailhead. Nice big parking lot here. There's my vehicle. Nobody else here right now. This is trail 318, and we're going to be coming back on this trail at the end of our loop back here to the parking area. We're going to start our hike on trail 324, which is right across the road from the parking area. So this is Thumb Butte Road. There's my vehicle again. And we're going to start our hike here. As you can see, they've got this one designated for hikers, bicycles, and horses, but not motorized vehicles. Beautiful trail. Winds around and winds around through these tall pines. And then we're going to go down the trail quite a ways, and then we'll cut over Thumb Butte Road again, and then come back up on trail 318, which is over there. Nice hike. This is a beautiful area. Lots of nice tall pines, and the trail's going over this way. It's going to wind around to the right and then start heading down the valley. We're paralleling Thumb Butte Road, but we're off the road a ways, so there's not really much noise from the traffic. When I'm out hiking, I look for things that interact with each other. I think you can see something going on here. How this tree and that big rock definitely are interacting. That tree has had to grow around the side of that rock. Many things out here interact with each other. Here's our trail. We're gonna wind over to the left now. Here's a very pretty section of the trail. We've come from up in there, right over to here, and now we're switching back, and we're going down that way, and we're going to wind down into the valley. Just a real pretty area. And today is just a perfect day. It's cool, and the sun is bright and warm, so yeah, it's an excellent day for a hike. See this rock right here? I call him George. I included George in a book that I wrote, a little children's fantasy book called Kaylee's Adventures in the Pine Forest. And this girl goes out and has adventures and meets all kinds of strange creatures in the forest. And this is one of them. This is George. You can see this rock has developed a crack up near the top part. Eventually that top part's going to slide right off of there. In fact, maybe the whole rock has broken away from that other one and may end up rolling down the hill. So, interesting process happening here. Let's plan on coming back in about 1 million years, and we'll see what it looks like then. This is one of my favorite places along the trail. We're high up on the side of the hill here, and it's going to wind over that way and then drop down into the valley. The old trail, before they built this one, actually came up through this valley here, down below us, and joined up back in that area. So that trail's been blocked off. They want that one to heal a little bit. So we're on this upper trail, which actually I think is much nicer than the old trail was. Just a beautiful area. Now we've dropped down almost to the valley. When we reach the valley right down there, we're going to head to the left out this way, and again paralleling Thumb Butte Road for maybe another quarter mile before we cross it and then head back up the other side. So we're down to the bottom now. As you can see, we join up with Trail 392. So we're going to be on 392 for a little ways, going out this way and down to the right. And here's the other side of that trail sign, saying 324 up this way. That's where we came from. Now we've come to the place where we're going to cross over Thumb Butte Road, take 332 for just a little ways up that hill till we meet up with 318, which we'll take back to the parking lot. As you can see, this trail sign says 392. That's the one we came down to here on after 324. And then if you went this way, this says Miller Creek Trail 367, and there's that would take you down to the Thumb Butte parking lot. There's a junction with the bypass trail 326 and a half a mile, and let's have a look over here. So this is 367 heading back down toward Thumb Butte parking lot, and then you can see this is part of the Prescott Circle Trail 332. We're across the road now, and we're going to go up just a little ways, about a quarter mile on 332 up to 318. You can see here's another trail sign. Again, Prescott Circle Trail, which is not complete yet, but several sections are complete. But this 332 is called the Javelina Trail, and up to the West Trail 318, a quarter mile, and then you could go on 332 all the way over to Iron Springs Road at 4 miles. That's a nice hike too. You drop down through a valley and pass an old chimney called, in that area it's called the Chimney Springs. So anyhow, we're going to do a short loop today. So we're heading on up to 318 and then back to the parking lot. A little ways up on 332, things open up some, and you get a nice view of Thumb Butte up there. And this is where we're heading. Go up this road just a little ways further, and we'll reach 318. We're up at the saddle now, West Trail 318 to the left, and it's a half a mile to the White Rock Trailhead. That's where we started. And 318 does continue, goes on over this way, up over that hill, and drops down onto 316, coming from the Thumb Butte picnic area. So that's a nice hike too, nice loop hike from Thumb Butte picnic area. But today we're going to take 318 on back to the parking lot, another half mile. Here we are heading back up 318. Just a wonderful hike, beautiful area, and it's a nice trail, easy trail all the way. It's nice and cool and shady in this part of the trail, which is pretty nice because that sun's starting to warm up now. We're about mid-afternoon, I think. So it's just a very pleasant hike. And now that I think about it, this is December 2nd. So I don't think you can complain about this kind of weather in the beginning of December. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Bright blue skies up here and a nice cool breeze. Great day in December. to have a hike in Prescott, Arizona. Things open up here a little bit and we get a nice view of Granite Mountain to the north. I'm not sure how well I can zoom, but let's just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so that's Granite Mountain. And that whole Granite Basin recreational area up there, just this side of Granite Mountain, wonderful place for hiking too. We're about a quarter mile out from the parking lot now, so we're about halfway up 318. And you'll notice this old monument here. If you go up on the ridge up here, you'll find some old diggings. Some prospectors were up there digging in a vein of quartz, probably looking for gold. And this must have been their monument.